Good evening, everyone. I'm Davina Gaines. Today I'll be presenting my speech over what society needs, which in my opinion, we need more youth centers. While researching this assignment, I came across a quote by Franklin D. Roosevelt. He once said, "We cannot always build the youth for our future, but we can build our youth for the future." In my speech, I included how beneficial it would be to our youth mental health, how it is a safe place, and less social media would be used. For this speech, like I said, I will be going over mental health, how these community centers would be a safe place for our children to reside after school instead of being alone at homes. Also, how they won't use social media as much as being in person with the friends that they want to talk to on social media. They won't have to surround themselves with an environment that isn't beneficial for them in the long run, that isn't going to create more opportunities for them, and be in an environment that can cause negative problems such as crime or losing their lives. It's a lot of that going on in our societies today, and in my opinion, youth centers would resolve a lot of our problems and create more bonds and relationships with more impactful people instead of people that are going to lead our youth down the wrong path. Our youth is our future, and if we create these facilities to help our youth become a better version of themselves before their careers even start, before they enter adulthood, we would have better outcomes and we would have great leaders, which is something that we need. As I came across my first source, which is establishing youth organizations, this article covers the goals, how to start an organization such as a youth center, and the ideas and the advantages of starting a youth center. In the article, I read this part about being a part of a group can help young people develop important personal and interpersonal skills, such as critical thinking and solving problems. For me, personally, I believe when I picture a youth center, I picture mentors, coaches, teachers, peers that are going to help everyone inside of the youth center become strong-minded, open-minded, and educate them on what it's like being in the world as adults or as children who don't have a stable home. This youth center, the youth centers in more poor communities, can show children different sides of just not having a strong family bond or having people that they can turn to. These communities will teach people coming from the youth center that it doesn't have to be a bad community, that we can all go to this youth center, learn more about it, and then create our own, create places that are better for us, create places that you want to send your kids to after school, and it would be a place that, oh, this is boring, I don't want to be here. It would be a place that they want to go to, that they're excited for after school, that they can say, "Hey friend, I'll see you at the youth center because that's where I'm going after school." For my next article, I came across its benefits for youth, families, and communities. In this article, I read, school-age children and youth spend 80% of their time alone after school. Instead of spending their time alone after school, we should have multiple youth centers that they can reside at, that they don't have to go home and be alone and even create a bad mental health, which is possible by them being home alone and not having the friends that they have at school, or not having the mentors that they have at school, which would be at the youth centers. Which, it doesn't even have to be people from school at the youth centers. It can be new people. It can be people that these kids go to that they haven't seen all day, and they just want to talk to. They just want someone to listen to them. They just want someone to teach them that new basketball move or that new soccer move that they've been dying to learn all day. For my last source, which really hit hard, is keep our youth out of adult courts, jails, and prisons. In the article I read, an estimated of 250,000 of our youth are tried, sentenced, or incarcerated as adults every year. Our youth should not be in jail. Our youth should not be in adult courts at the age of 10, 11, 12, and so on. Our youth should be being kids. Our youth should be building themselves up to create their own families in a positive way, to create their new version of themselves before they leave for college. It should not cross a parent's mind that their child is in danger wherever they are at. It should not cross a parent's mind that their child being home alone can affect them in a negative way. Instead, these parents should be thinking of ways to create these organizations that can help their children, that can help our future, because our youth is the future. As I said before, Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "We cannot always build the youth for our future, but we can build our youth for the future." Thank you so much for listening to my What Society Needs speech over youth centers. Thank you.